Today I'm checking out this new Caravan from Royal Flair. This is a 24-footer. It's a family Flair quad bunk model. That means it's got four bunks on board. Just getting the Caravan and my cam set up. I really need to unhitch the Chev and then I'll give you the grand tour. Now this is a big Caravan. The tear is 3,284 kilos. It's got an ATM of 4.5 tonne, and as such they do use the Cruisemaster DO45 coupling. So we'll get the jockey wheel on, we'll get it unhitched, and then we'll step inside. So what do you think? Here I am inside the 24-foot family Flair quad bunk model by Royal Flair. It is available in a number of different layouts. Here we have the large rear club lounge, courtesy really of this elevating bed, which is something that you might have noticed Royal Flair makes good use of throughout its range of caravans. One of the big benefits, of course, is the fact that it saves space. So this bed can electrically lower to any sort of preferred height over this dinette, or you can bring it right the way down. But look, you might only want to have it halfway up and make up this dinette area as yet another bed. So in that sense, it's quite a versatile caravan. There's a lot of sleeping options here. Now, as you'd expect, this caravan is well set up for families. Loads and loads of storage on this van. You've got a large pantry, a big wardrobe right next to that 205 litre compressor fridge. You've got yet more wardrobe storage towards the front of the caravan where the 4 bunks are. Huge wardrobe space here for the kids. Another wardrobe here, another wardrobe there. As I said, heaps. Overhead lockers absolutely everywhere. Look, this caravan, it does have a huge payload capacity and you've got place to put your gear. So let's touch briefly on this caravan's 12-volt system. It comes as standard with a 200 amp hour lithium battery. There's a 2000 watt inverter, as well as 600 watts worth of solar on the roof. It's all upgradable at the factory if you want to, and it's all Victron gear as well, so that's well-regarded equipment. So when this caravan was made, they intentionally omitted the cooktop, griller and oven, which you can get with this caravan if you choose to, but the thinking with this van is that the customer's going to use a portable induction cooktop for inside. And there's a point to make here, regardless of your cooking options, whether you choose to use a portable induction cooktop or you get a traditional gas burner put in, they still include the range hood regardless, because, well, at the end of the day, you're still going to need it. And on the subject of cooking, we do have a slide out Ziggy barbecue in the rear storage area here, but you can pick and choose what you want. You might want to just have normal storage in that space. But again, this caravan, it has loads of storage both inside and out, so why not have the Barbie? You've got another storage compartment next to that Ziggy barbecue, more storage on the offside next to the lockers that hide the battery, the inverter and the DC to DC charger, as well as some of the other electrical equipment. Now, Royal Flair, they build their caravans slightly differently to what you might be used to. They don't use Meranti timber framing or aluminium freighting or anything like that. Instead, the walls are a one-piece sheet of 18mm marine ply, fully routed out to create channels for things like the wiring, and then that's clad with composite aluminium sheeting. But it's a big berther, this caravan, 24 foot. It's been quite a while since I've towed a caravan so big, and really didn't have any problems. I actually borrowed the Chev, which belongs to the owner of Royal Flair Caravans. Towing it down the highway, not a problem at all. As I said, the caravan weighs a bit over 3,200 kilos. It's got an ATM of 4,500 kilos, and overall the payload capacity is 1,216 kilograms. So you've got heaps of capacity to bring all your gear and loads of places to store it as well. Now, moving towards the front of the caravan, you have a pretty large shower on the near side and the vanity, the toilet, etc., as well as a washing machine up on the wall. And moving towards the front of the van, that's where you're going to find the kids' room with 4 bunks. That's why they call this a quad bunk van. But the cool thing about Royal Flair is that they're open to customization requests. Look, you could have 2 elevated beds with storage cabinets beneath them. You could just deck out that entire area as like an office space if you wanted to. You know, when it comes to working with Royal Flair, often you're only limited by your imagination. They're happy to take on any challenges. You've got a roof-mounted reverse-cycle Dometic air conditioner. There's an NCE microwave. You've got 12-volt fans for the bunks at the front, as well as the dinette. On the roof of the caravan, they run the Cowfish omnidirectional van tenna, a fantastic piece of equipment. There's a TV bracket as well, so you can watch the telly from the comfort of the dinette. There's a stereo system with speakers inside and out. And when it's time to check what's going on with the battery, there's also a digital display screen just inside the entryway. Now, this is a family caravan, so as such, Royal Flair hasn't forgotten to include a bike rack on the front. Now, speaking of the front of the Caravan, you've got two 9kg gas cylinders on a slide-out tray on the near side. You've got general slide-out storage space on the off side as well. And moving along the near side, you'll find a picnic table, a little entertainment locker as well, so you can bring the TV from inside to outside and watch the footy while you're having a beer or a glass of wine under the awning. So one thing that I really appreciate about a Caravan is when fuses are, first of all, inside the Caravan, they're all nicely labelled, and all switches are centralised in the one place rather than having them mounted here and there to the wall, which is just making things look cluttered. Move it to a locker like this, much neater. Caravan design, you're only limited by your imagination and I suppose your tow vehicle as well. Now, as we've seen, this Caravan, it's a big one, 24 foot, 4 single beds at the front, a bed for the parents at the back, and that rear club lounge that can convert to a bed to sleep yet another 2 people. One thing I like about Royal Flair is their willingness to work with the customer to customise and really develop the ideal van, the van of the customer's dreams. That's one thing that Royal Flair is known for. As I said, it's got over 1,200 kilos worth of payload capacity. Heaps of places to put all your gear. This Caravan's got a lot to offer, a big family that wants to go off and do a big trip around Australia. That's what this Caravan's built for. If you like our content, you want to see more of us in your feed, don't forget to subscribe, drop this video a like, and why not let us know in the comments what you think of this Caravan.